The contents on this channel are for learning, insight, and introspection.
Truly, here's the thing about love. Love is unconditional. That's the first thing I want to say.
Is it really?
Love is unconditional. If it's conditions on it, it ain't love. It's a contract. And that's okay if both of you agree on those terms. She may agree. We have a pleasure contract. We got an economic contract where you're going to take care of me. And as long as you take care of me, I'm going to be your woman. The Puff Daddy arrangement. You feel me? That works for some people. No, you have women like that. You have men like that.
Right.
I'm going to floss you up. And as long as I floss you up, you're going to be loyal to me. But that's a contract. That's not love. Contracts are different from love. Why? Contracts are conditional.
Right.
Love is unconditional. If I love my queen, what if she comes home one day and say, hey, baby, I don't want to work this. I don't want to be a lawyer no more. But if I only married her because I like the way her law degree looks on Dr. Umar in public, you see how this goes? She's changing. But if I love her, okay, baby, that's what you don't want to do. You want to go into something else? Let's do it. Love is, when you love somebody, you are 100% unapologetically and unconditionally committed to that person's best interest, even if it is to your loss. What if your fiance come home and say, listen, babe, I had a long conversation with my ex-husband. I never thought I would look at this again, but we left a lot on the table together. I enjoyed the time we had. I think that man might still be my soulmate. I got to move on. I might still hurt because I loved her, right? But if that love is true, if you feel that's who you meant to spend the rest of your life with, I gotta love you and want the best for you. Most of us cannot do that. What we call love is limited to your investment in me. You see that?
Yeah.
Anytime they step outside of the box we created for them, we get angry because that was not love. You had conditions on it. Your woman gained 20 pounds. Now you're going to divorce her. You say, if you gain another 20 pounds, this marriage is over. That was not love. That was a contract because it had conditions. If I love that woman unconditionally, whether she gained 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, I'm not going nowhere. Now, we might need to have a conversation about her health because I want you around for our children to get married. You understand? Right. But there's no such thing as ending a relationship because you stepped outside of my perfect box if you loved her. Love is unconditional. And most of what we got in the Black community are contracts disguised as loving relationships.
So y'all heard Dr. Umar. I got some things to question about what he said. But before we do, where's my manners? Hey YouTube, welcome to Mind Your Mind with Just Justified. You have made it to another one, and the topic for today is unconditional love versus unconditional tolerance. Because a lot of what Dr. Umar just said, I have to wonder, is he promoting more so like is he promoting unconditional tolerance versus unconditional love? And the question is also, is unconditional love attainable? So let's move on with a definition about unconditional love. So it says unconditional love is a type of love that's free of conditions or limitations and is sometimes called compassionate or agape love. It's when you love someone for who they are without expecting anything in return. Unconditional love is often portrayed as a love that persists through any circumstance, mistake, or betrayal. Right? So let's look at some of the benefits of unconditional love, because research suggests that unconditional love can activate the same parts of the brain that light up when you show romantic and maternal love. Those are benefits. Now, that's a benefit, but let's look at the challenges, because it says unconditional love, however, can be unhealthy, damaging, and destructive if it exists with no boundaries. So in adult relationships, people come with their own histories, personalities, and baggage, and their needs, expectations, and boundaries must be respected. So after all of that was said, right? The question is, should love be unconditional? Because even when they talk about the challenges, it said that it is damaging, unhealthy, and destructive if it exists with no boundaries. So those are conditions. Like, as in to say, if you decide to do something else because it's damaging, destructive, or unhealthy. So question is, should love be conditional? Because unconditional love is often considered an ideal, right? But experts agree that in healthy adult relationships, love should not be entirely unconditional. It is important to have boundaries, mutual respect, and to consider your own needs and safety within a partnership. Right? So let's listen to the viewpoint of this couple of 12 years.
Witnessed people using unconditional love as a manipulation tool.
Yes.
You tell them you love them unconditionally, and they use that as an excuse to cheat, to talk to you crazy, and treat you like trash. And when the relationship is about to get ready to end, here they go, pulling out their back pocket like a get out of jail free card. You said you was gonna love me unconditionally. Man, if you don't get out of here with that nonsense and foolery, you better. No, baby. My love come with conditions.
That's right.
And they are called boundaries.
That's right.
And a lot of people like to say, I love you unconditionally with boundaries. Boundaries are conditions, baby.
Exactly.
All right, so the statement is oxymoronic.
Exactly.
You are basically saying, I love you unconditionally with conditions. Listen, having conditions in a romantic relationship is good.
Yes.
It lets them know I will happily stay here with you and treat you well and love you without fail if you continue to treat me with love and kindness and dignity and respect. Because if you allow a person to trample you, they will.
Absolutely.
Even with us. There are certain lines in our relationship that we know not to cross.
Absolutely.
Because we know that if we do, it will be the end of our marriage.
Absolutely.
And those healthy boundaries are what keeps us treating each other well.
Yes.
So you heard them. She basically promotes healthy boundaries. So she's not saying unconditional love, because you need boundaries. You need healthy boundaries in a relationship. So now when we talk about conditions, but yet, if you cheat on me, this is that, and those are boundaries. Those are boundaries. So you cannot say unconditional love exists if there are boundaries there, right? I mean, this is how I'm processing it, So let's check out this next video.
Unconditional love. You can't just love someone no matter what they do. I mean, damn, there have to be conditions, right?
Of course, no one should allow anyone to treat them badly or accept abuse of any kind. But that's not what unconditional love is about. It's about having empathy while erasing judgments. No strings attached. It's selfless. It's reciprocal and real. It's not a myth. Based on what you just shared with me about your upbringing, sounds like something that you didn't receive as a child. Has anyone ever said to you, I love you, I'm here for you, and I'm not leaving no matter what?
No. No one.
Maybe that's why you don't believe it exists. Because for you, it never has.
So I understand his message, as in to say, she is adamant about not believing in unconditional love because she probably never felt a love that strong as well, right? And there must have been something why she didn't even feel like a version of. But he said that, of course, that's other than not being treated badly and all. So if you're not tolerating someone treating you badly, that's a boundary. So now, when that is brought into the picture, because he said that himself, is it still unconditional love? That's, what I was wondering. Now, my question is, like, outside of God, does unconditional love actually exist? Let's look at this next video.
Unconditional love, it's a beautiful term, but it's weaponized like crazy right now. It does not mean I love you when you step all over me. It means I will love you as much as you can receive the love that I can give you. And once that starts to cross a boundary to where I start to hurt myself, I am out. That is unconditionally loving somebody. When people begin to realize that it's not unconditional love when you get stepped on, that is you using love as a weapon, which means that it's not love. You're using it against yourself. Know when to draw the line. It's when they cross that boundary, when they can't receive.
See, so he's saying that there are boundaries. Of course, you're like, I'm going to give you that love as much as you can allow yourself to receive. So that's like willing to love and everything, but there are boundaries that if you cross that now, then there's that's where, okay, this is my boundary of I'm not going to allow that. And I feel like that's safe to have. It's safe to have boundaries in a relationship. Now, you're not trying to say, okay, you're going in with unhealthy boundaries. No, we're talking about healthy boundaries. That's good to have. So, but when you have those healthy boundaries, even having boundaries at all, I'm wondering if the term unconditional love exists in that realm. So, it in the first video, it reveals that the woman does not believe in conditional love because in her life it maybe never existed. So that's where the weight of a parent's love lie, right? If you never experience it, how could you perceive it, right? This is something to think about with her situation. But then now, how does that translate into even romantic love? And of course, sometimes those abandonment issues, those attachment styles affects the romantic love as well. So my thing is, what about when it's weaponized? We know that a lot of times, especially from what the couple said, that people use unconditional, I thought you loved me, I thought you loved me, as a weapon, even for wrongdoing. When that happens, they are using, I feel that's when it's they're expecting unconditional tolerance. It's not love, it's tolerance. They want you to be tolerant of everything they do and accept it, and that's not healthy. So let's check out this next video.
gotta look at somebody and tell them, I know you love me, but your love hurts. The love you have for me is breaking me. It's destroying my soul. It's stressing me the fuck out. I know you were saying you love me, but your love is possessive. It's jealous. It's harmful. I don't doubt that you feel love towards me. The way you display it hurts me, and I can't be here no more. And I need y'all to understand that, because half the time y'all stand in this relationship because you know that that person loves you, and you think that's enough. He loves me, so I know it can work. No! Sometimes that love will destroy you, and it is. So it's not whether or not this person loves you. Quit asking that irrelevant question, because what the love look like is pain. What it looks like is abuse, neglect, lack. That's what it looks like. So whether or not he loves you or she loves you is irrelevant. What's the fruit of the love, yo?
So that's a good question. What's the fruit of the love? Because if your love is festering in toxicity, then that maybe you have to reevaluate what love really is in your relationship. He asks, what is the fruit of your love? So does unconditional love, of course, I mean, this is a rhetorical question, but does unconditional love exist within toxicity? Of course not. Of course not. So we have to kind of reevaluate this whole unconditional love concept that's floating around when you logically think about it versus unconditional tolerance that is expected. I think that a lot of what is mainstream in society is kind of the concept of, if you love somebody, you have to be tolerant of everything that comes your way with that love. And that's not healthy at all. I don't condone that. So, I mean, what do you think about this whole concept of unconditional love? If you have something else that you want to bring to my attention that I may have, probably misinterpreted or something, let me know in the comment section. I am open to it. That was just something that came to my mind whenever I ever hear about this whole unconditional love thing. I'm like, no, I feel like love comes with conditions. Love has conditions. And though, it's maybe deeper than, average, there are conditions on it. And outside of the love of God, I don't know if humans can't even really be capable of a full, like, unconditional love. So, if you have anything contrary to what I said or how my thought process, let me know. I'm just, that's just something that came to my mind when it came to this topic. So let me know down in the comments. But until next time, I'll definitely will love to see you guys again. Don't forget to like, comment, share. All right. Peace.